Okay. Hello YouTube! Today we're watching I Made a Boat Engine Out of Fish by I Did a Thing. Yippee! Come over to Twitch to watch me live, please! Yippee! Yippee! Alright.
How you going? Line fishing sucks.
Hi.
You sit in the sun, being a useless idiot, most of the time catching nothing. Then when you do,
Silly.
it's usually something you don't want.
Oh my god! He caught a man!
Taxi! Taxi!
No!
But then I realized a fish is kind of like an engine, so I could use them as a renewable energy source.
Ah,
So now
yes.
I'm going to attach
Ah,
a bunch
yes.
to the front of
Uh-huh.
my boat until I have enough to never need a regular motor ever again.
That's a real fish?
Me right now.
Right, first I need to work out what kind of fish I'm going to use. So I made this fish scale with a couple of different factors, like power,
Fish is
slippery-
kind of like an engine. If you think about it, a human is also kind of like an engine.
easiness to catch, and resilience. And at the top of the power scale, we have the marlin, which would be the perfect fish for this experiment.
It's a pretty
as they are
fish.
powerful, and I would only need one to pull a boat. However, men spend their whole lives trying to catch this fish, and the only thing they usually get is a lot of debt and then divorced, which I don't want to happen again. Then I have the kingfish, which are plentiful in Sydney, and I know from experience
I
that
like
they
the
have more than enough
slipperiness.
to keep you underwater, like this one that's pulling my mate. So 2 would probably be enough. But I've only ever caught them spearing, and I don't think they are going to be very good at pulling a boat when they have a spear through them. Which
Aw.
leaves me with a couple more common fish. First, we have the long-finned eel, which are very resilient, very powerful, very easy to catch, but very slippery and
Eat the
biting.
fish? I've never eaten any of these.
And I cannot imagine harnessing them.
Oh my god, he's so smart. Slippery as an eel.
I also have the bonito,
Too
which
slippery,
fight really
yeah.
hard and are everywhere. But I know from experience that they also have very soft flesh, so they're just going to rip themselves apart in the heart.
Kartik, one was fun. That was fun.
Which has left me with the infamous carp,
Oh, the carp!
hated by everyone in Australia for destroying our rivers and tasting horrible. But I think they get a bad rap, and we
Uh-oh.
just don't like them because Chinese people eat them. And now they plague our waterways, and I felt their power. And also know
Wait,
that
people don't eat carp? Marlin's pretty tasty. Really?
they are extremely resilient, while also being
I thought
everywhere.
people eat
So I'm
carp.
gonna go with them. And before I strap a bunch of them to the front of the boat, I need to find out how much one carp can pull, just to give me an indication I'm on the right track. Now I've gone out to Para Lake, which is a very nostalgic spot for
One of
me.
Animal
Always
Crossing's most hated fish.
cool
True!
and jumped off this rock with friends.
I don't hate it as much as the bass though.
I punched my first cone under this ledge. And
Ah.
I sucked off my first man under those lily pads, which is exactly where I'm going to cast. And after a couple of hours of hanging around with nothing happening, I changed spot. And nothing.
Why? Because the bass is like, you always get it. Like the bass is so common and it's not worth a lot, right? So, yeah. Good morning, Proxy Chat. Good morning. Never tried carp. Does it taste good? I don't know. I've never
So I
tried
changed spot
either.
again. And I did 6 hours of fishing on this day and got absolutely nothing except sunburn.
Oh,
So I tried again, a day later, and while fish aren't biting in real life, the sponsor of today's video, Fishing Clash, gives you an opportunity to fish anywhere and
wow!
fishing
Class.
game where you can compete
Guys,
with
scan
other players
this
around the world to
QR
catch the
code
biggest and rarest fish.
if you wanna
Use your
play
skills and
this.
upgrade your lures and rods, which
Wow,
are much better
fishing
than the ones I'm using,
game.
to catch and
Wait.
collect 100 this fish. The Arab Fishing Clash is doing a special Coins Alive bonus and get access to my unique event. So
Wow.
please don't go out line fishing. Link in the description. Okay, back to boring fishing. And while I still hadn't
Already
caught
played this,
anything, some
really?
bogans nearby caught a big carp. So I ran over and beat him
Why
up.
are people hating on fish? Sea bass and black bass are the most hated fish. I mean, no, because in Animal Crossing, if you want to catch a rare fish and you keep catching the sea bass, come on, that's just annoying.
Up and stole it.
But yeah, they
And
look
after
funny.
putting it
Yeah.
back in the water, it managed to pull 2.5 kilos on the scale, which is fantastic news. So then I hooked the scale up to the boat we're going to use and pulled it.
Do you want to hop in it quickly? See how much of a big difference body weight makes.
Oh,
Okay, so once it's moving, the weight drops. 1.2, 1.2, I'd be very happy with that speed. This might work, Jilly. This might work.
And that only requires 2 kilos of force to get it started and around 1 kilo to keep it moving. And that's
What the
even with my
fuck?
fat mate in the boat. Which means if I have 5 carp, I could probably get the boat going pretty fast.
okay,
And
but like, how do you tell the fish where to go?
I just
Come
need to figure
on.
out how to harness a fish.
Oh
which
my
is a
god.
surprisingly hard thing to do. At first I thought I could just clamp to their back fins, as that wouldn't obstruct their swimming motion too much. But the plastic clamps didn't clamp on,
That is slippery.
and the metal clamp crushed the fish's bone and kind of made me question the ethics of all this, which I don't want to think about, so I'm not going to use it. So then I thought I could make kind of a cat harness thing out of zip ties, but the fish is too mucusy. Then I tried using fabric straps and zip ties to harness behind the pectoral fin so they couldn't slip forward, and then one on the tail, which works surprisingly well.
What the fuck?
Good. Mate, that's not a fish harness, that's a handbag.
That's a fish shopping bag.
Yeah, you just cut open the top. You're ready to go to the shops.
Not the. Oh my god, why is it so morbid? This is so morbid. Fish bag. I mean, I guess it is. It looks like it.
But how strong is it actually?
Oh no!
So now I need to figure out the chariot, and most importantly need to figure out how to get 5 pissed off carp to swim in the same direction. And I had the idea of putting bait in front like a cartoon donkey,
I don't want that.
No?
No. That's gross.
but I doubt the fish are going to want to eat once they've
Like
been...
in Minecraft. But does it actually work if you put the carrot on a thing in front of a donkey? I wonder.
manhandled and have a harness strapped to them. So I think I'm going to make chutes, so the fish can only swim forward or back, and as far as I know, fish can't swim backwards. So I got a big sewage pipe that still smells, and then tried to work out how to stack it. And I could do it so the fish are all in the same pipe like a rail gun. So the first one accelerates the water, and then the one behind it
animal's
makes it go
hungry,
faster
yes,
and
really.
faster until I have supersonic water. But I don't think they're going to cooperate. So instead I'm going to cut the pipe into sections and put them alongside each other like those boats with like 8 outboard motors. So once I cut my chute out and put some carabiners in, I went out and caught exactly the same fish as before and attached the harness, which was actually easier than I thought. And here we go. Have you ever seen a man walking a fish before?
I haven't.
Don't answer that if you have. And
Oh,
if this
bruh.
is unethical to you, that's because it is. But it only looks strange because you're not used to it. When you put a harness on a dog or a horse with scoliosis, no one cares. So I reckon we should normalize taking a fish for a walk. Alright,
I don't
then attached the harness to
know.
the pipe, and it worked exactly as I intended. The fish swam forward and didn't bump around on the top or the bottom of the pipe, which means I can move on to phase 2.
What's
making
a
the
swan
full chariot.
bag?
So I just clamped the rest of the cut pipes together and put a carabiner in each, then put some noodles in to make it slightly buoyant so my fish don't sink, and attached a big stick with rope so I can steer it and command the fish on where I want them to swim.
That way. It'll work better in the water, I hope.
So then I prepared some lunch and some bait.
Oh. Food. Nom nom.
And then got the boys together to go catch some carp.
Oh. Hey. No.
What? Had to hold him like a vacuum cleaner. What do you mean? How? Why? How?
My God,
Huh?
you're too strong for me. Okay, here we go.
Work together.
I hear a lot of talking, not a lot of heave-hoing.
Hey.
This is someone's garden.
There's
What?
a slightly deeper section over here. Shut up and keep paddling. Right?
Yes, Captain.
And tied to this tree over here.
And after only a couple of minutes of having my rod in the water, I already had a big bite.
Get in there. Go through the quicksand.
Oh. Bong bong bong.
He's strong.
And at first we thought it was the carp, but it turns out it was that eel I showed earlier in the video.
Well, you should get him. Eels are delicious. Oh.
Oh.
Let me get him into a shallow section, try to run him in.
Oh
Bruh.
my god, he's so smart.
I've never even caught a
Slippery as an
fish.
But before I could decide whether I wanted to change the name of this video to how many eels does it take to pull a boat, it snapped the line.
Well, you just have to cross it quick. Well, you just have to cross it quickly.
You guys, stop complimenting me.
What, it came
And we tried for a couple of hours more. Then finally, my mate hooked a big carp while I was off talking about
What?
fish to some fish.
Oh, a car, bruh. I understood a car.
those directions.
Well, you know, what with all that COVID stuff going on, and then
Ooh.
I reckon start heading into the water. Just to come down here a lot with my son, but
Anime angle, it's real.
and then I get
No, not the Mephisris.
And just when Alexa was about to net it, it ripped the line.
Ooh.
You know what? I hate line fishing. Sitting in the sun all day, the tangled lines, having to constantly redo all your rigging, stabbing yourself with the hook, and the whole premise of randomly chucking booby traps in the water not knowing what will get caught. And after
How I fish all the time in my friend's yard. I mean, I don't know. I never had an opportunity to fish. I don't
16
know.
hours of this, I decided I would
Or
prefer
like
to
a
go to
reason.
an illegal underground fish market and purchase live fish than ever touching a rod.
What?
But after checking out the dodgy fish market, the fish didn't really look strong enough to pull their own body weight. This Murray cod is meant to look like this. So I decided I want to go with someone a little more ethical. And after speaking to a koi farmer, he told me that carp are actually very lazy and said a better bet would be using a fish I didn't even consider on my fish scale, as they only live up north, the mighty barramundi.
Ah! Whoa!
So I did the
Why does he look
fish
evil?
maths, and this is going to work. They're angry, strong, and most importantly, very resilient. So I bought a small barramundi just to make sure I can still harness them.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's the perfect point.
It's not that big.
How happy this guy's gonna be.
And then bought this giant tub.
It doesn't smell like it has water in it.
And at the moment, this container is a little too big, so I made it more chody and cut it down and slipped it inside itself. And then I drove for a whole day up north until I got to barramundi territory.
Oh.
And this is my first time seeing a barra, and they are absolutely
So
beautiful
she's-
fish,
bruh.
but they're also a little bit intimidating.
Oh shit.
The way they follow you and watch you at all times, and the speed at which they move, which is probably a good sign for this video. So we grabbed 5 of the biggest ones and put them in my tank, and they're actually around 3 to 4 kilos.
Hi,
so
Pela.
combined, I should have around 20 kilos of pushing power.
Came in nicely.
What?
You know, I've called probably every fish farmer on the east coast of Australia, and none of them would help me when I told them what I was actually doing. But for some reason, when I told them I was going to kill the fish, then they were interested.
Huh?
Piece straight off.
Why is this man naked?
What was that? With its mouth or with
No,
its?
with its gill cutters on the sides. Have you seen
Half naked.
They're like razor blades.
And it's going to be a real challenge to harness the fish while avoiding their razor-sharp gill plates.
Now I'm scared of the barramundi.
Oh. Proper fishing attire. Really? It's hot in Aussie. I mean, I guess. He just get his clothes wet. Well, now he gets his body wet, huh?
slicing hands over.
Okay, I then somehow managed to drive an hour to the spot where we're going to launch the boat without killing the fish.
Should we just grab one and bring him down?
Yeah.
And now that we're here and they look happy, it's time to see how many of these guys it will take to pull a boat.
Oh.
Oh, you are going in there.
Oh.
And this wasn't an easy process. Even though the barra are very resilient, you still don't want to chuck them straight into another body of water. So first I mixed in some seawater with their tank and left them for an hour, then scooped them out of their big tank and put them in some smaller buckets, ready to be harnessed. And this is by far the most stressful thing I've ever filmed. I felt like I was disposing a bomb, a slippery
Bruh. Imagine they get out of the net thingy. God. His physique attracts fish.
fish
Alright.
bomb. Except instead of me dying, I have a minute to stop the fish from dying and get them in the water in time. And luckily we managed to harness all of them with minimal drama. Then I let them recover in the water for a little bit before attaching them to the boat. And this is by far the wackest thing I've ever done
Oh,
or seen anyone
God.
do. And again, if you're going to say this is unethical, there are literally people on YouTube that shoot and kill fish. So go get angry at them and not me.
Oh God.
Alright,
You got it?
yeah.
Okay, let's go quickly into the water.
All right, that was pretty smooth, and they were only out of the water for about a minute.
Do you think they can make it? I wonder.
And now, to my complete surprise, I seem to actually be moving.
I
Not
mean, a
fast,
little bit,
but I was
but
definitely moving.
yeah.
You're moving.
I mean,
Slowly, but moving.
he is, I guess.
I don't know, but one
Aww.
fish slipped out straight away, but the other 4 picked up the slack.
Fish are hella strong in the water, really.
You're going against the wind too. If we had it facing the other way, I reckon you'd go quicker.
Whoa. So it actually does work. That's silly.
And turning didn't really work as well as I had imagined, and the fish kind of took
They
me away.
better be. Imagine if they suck both on land and underwater. Actually true.
But they
Actually
decided to
true.
go. And this definitely isn't groundbreaking innovation like I hoped, but I'm surprised I'm even moving at all. And the
Oh
fish
my
did slow down
God.
after like 30 seconds, but splashing the water seemed to encourage them to pick up speed
Yeah,
again.
you're definitely moving. You've gone a fair way. You're picking up speed right now. Yeah, you're moving pretty well now. Come on, boys!
But I hope he lets them free afterwards.
Yeah,
Oh
you're
my
doing well now. You're
God.
going.
Then another fish from the top chute got out, but the bottom 3 fish
Oh.
was still making me move, but I still couldn't turn them at all.
Oh God. I mean, the fact it works at all is pretty silly, though. Hope he eats
They've got
them
an agenda.
after.
They're heading towards the marine rescue.
Please make some sushi. I mean,
Also, while watching back the footage, I noticed the tyres fell back into the water, so they were definitely increasing the drag of the boat.
what was this fish? I forgot what type of fish this is. I'll be
I mean, you were
honest.
going right against the wind before. You're still moving.
It's silly though.
But you need to start turning early.
Then after being pulled around for 2 minutes, reaching a whopping max speed of 2 kilometers an hour or 1 mile per hour, the fish died.
Underwater
Okay.
kind. Wow, thank you. What are the land fish? Where are the land fish? Barramundi, barracuda.
We're not swimming.
One of those.
One of them's come out. Wait, no, 2.
Oh.
2 are missing. The top 2 fish got out.
What if all of them get out? What if all of them get out and then he's just on the water and can't move? A barramundi. Okay. Mudfish or landfish? Mudfish. I gotta
Hang
look
on.
at that.
Yeah, they're out.
And luckily, they all got off,
How did they get out?
Oh, bye.
They must have slipped off the back.
which isn't actually that bad, as at least some lucky fisherman is going to catch them and then use them to pull his boat. So there's the answer to the question. It takes 4 barramundi with a combined mass of 16 kilos to pull a boat at 2 kilometers for around 2 minutes. Thank you so much
Wow.
for watching.
I mean, you know. Alright. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you liked the video. And hop over on Twitch if you want to watch me live. And yeah, bye bye YouTube. Bye bye.